Hey guys, Nick from Schip reporting for OnRPG. At a press event earlier this week, we had the awesome opportunity to sit down with Jonathan Sharp, one of the leading designers working on Guild Wars 2. Here's what we talked about.
So thank you very much for your time.
Of course.
It's been looking at the game so far, very impressive.
Well, cool. Thank you.
First time I touched it. In your background, I saw that you're working on the PvP and used to work on balance in PvP.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something about the balance in Guild Wars 2? Have you guys looked at that yet? Has that been in focus already?
It is one of those things that we do need to focus on. So, for instance, the dungeon that you guys are playing, we've made runs through that, and we've made some system checks and some balance tweaks. But overall, to the whole game, we don't have all the pieces in yet. We're still refining some things and still iterating on some things. So the overall balance is good right now, but we still need to take it up to another level a little bit later once we have all the pieces in.
Which answers my next question, which was, how far along the development of the game are you? Are you at the point where you're just tweaking, or are you still adding?
We're adding, but we're also tweaking. We're really big on iteration, so even some things we'll get them in and we won't be quite happy with it. So even though it is technically in, we want to go back and look at it just to make sure it's perfect, because that's what we feel like the fans deserve.
Great. Everybody at the presentation here was asking for everybody's feedback, so it's very cool to see that.
we really do use it. Yeah, we listen to you guys, and it's great stuff to hear.
An opportunity to show it, but also an opportunity to get feedback from outside. Okay, well, very quickly, I know there's not much known about the PvP aspect yet, but with recent eSport things like MLG and DreamHack, very popular, StarCraft 2, League of Legends, huge streams.
Sure.
Perhaps surprising even Blizzard and Riot themselves.
Right.
Is Guild Wars 2 going to do anything with that? Are there going to be leagues? Are we going to be?
Yep, we're definitely thinking about being an esport. That's something that we're really focused on. We haven't released all the details for that stuff yet, but we can definitely say that is one of our goals.
Great, that's very good to hear. And should I think leagues? Should I think?
Yeah, you can think all the things you're used to.
Observer mode.
Things that you're used to seeing from other games. Yeah, we definitely want to make it a. We want to make it a game that and have the systems to be a game that the players can really take a hold of and really get into as the sport progresses.
Great. Very recently, a post went up on the on your blog about underwater exploration and combat. What caught my attention was the difference in the down state. I've seen it a couple of times in the dungeon. What I haven't been downed or drowned underwater. What's the difference between downed and drowning?
So with downed, you've only got the ways that you would get up on land. You've felt those, right? So you can attack people, or if you can get a mob and kill it, or an ally can come and help you. Those are the things that you can do for the down state. Now with the drown state, you also have the ability to just try to fight your way up to the surface. So if you can get to the surface, your breathing apparatus will come back on. You'll heal back up, and then you can go back down and fight again. So you can either fight somebody like you would normally, an ally can rally you, or you can try to fight your way to the surface.
So it's effectively an additional way of...
Yep, and that's one of the things, as we said in the blog article, it's a 3D space, so we really wanted to play that aspect up, so that's one of the things that we thought would help with that.
Great, and you're very adamant that the underwater experience shouldn't be a second violin, it should be...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games, you'll see the same thing twice. It's just, a different skin, and you have some bubbles and things like that. But we thought, what if we really played up the 3D aspect of you are in a 3D space? How can we really challenge the players with a new type of content and reward them for exploring in a new environment? So we decided to kind of tweak it up a little bit and change it to make it more exciting.
Somebody in the presentation said that fighting underwater in other games is very often less cool than fighting above water because it's slower and you can move slower, etc. There's a couple of games that have done it in a pretty cool way as well. What kind of other game have you looked at for maybe not inspiration, but what game do you think they've done it right?
I won't list specific games. I won't tip my hat too much, but you'd be surprised where we find inspiration all the way back to the 8-bit era. We'll look anywhere for ideas and inspiration and things that just feel really cool, because I feel like gameplay, if it's really good, stands the test of time, so we'll look anywhere for inspiration.
Right. One very interesting aspect of it is that your skills will change as soon as you go underwater.
Yep.
Can you give me an example of maybe your favorite difference in a skill between a above land and underwater skill?
So a lot of the above land skills, they don't play on the 3D aspect because you've just got the ground, so you can do ground targeting. You don't have this underwater because the ground is the ocean floor is so far below. But one of the things that we'll do is you can take a mob and you can send them down to the bottom, or you can take a mob and then make them float to the top. So while they're dangerous, while they're fighting you close, you can send them to the top, send them below you. We also do a lot of effects that, if you can imagine the pillar of light for the Guardian, for instance, we'll actually do a pillar that's a cylinder. So you can attack this creature, the creature above them, and a creature below them, which is something that's really cool. So that 3D aspect, again, of the 3D space comes into play.
Compared to a firewall where you can attack somebody to the left and the right, now you can attack above and below. Yeah, very interesting.
So, yeah.
Very final question.
Sure.
You've predicted that sharks will become the dominant species on the planet. So I'm interested. When do you believe they'll grow opposed thumbs?
Opposed thumbs.
That's the only.
Well, we've already seen in Deep Blue Sea that they're going to at some point be able to swim backwards. So I think that maybe after they learn how to swim backwards, they'll also develop the opposed thumbs, because then they can swim backwards and start
and push buttons,
open
doors,
and drive boats if they need to. I don't know. So we'll have to see.
Great answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.